Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out my channel, and check this out. Weather has finally broke in Ohio. Look at those blue skies with nice white clouds. So I guess with the weather breaking, that means we're going to start getting into the small engine repair season. Yep, this is it. And I've picked up my first mower. Let me show it to you real quick. Relatively cheap mower, but I want to tell you about things you need to look at whenever you're buying these mowers. Now in this case, the first thing that I notice is the Tecumseh engine. The first thing I want to know about this engine is, will it run? Because if it doesn't run, that means I'm rebuilding this carb or replacing this carb, most likely, and that's some time and some money. So that's going to determine the price. Now in this case, the guy that I bought off of swore up and down this thing would start and run, and it did. So as soon as I seen that, I was happy. Now the nice thing about it was, since it started and ran, I could check to see if there was any vibration going on, and there wasn't. However, if you get one of these and you didn't hear it run, be aware if it's a Tecumseh, you might be about $35 into a carburetor to rebuild it or replace it. Also, when you don't hear it running, you got to make sure the engine turns over pretty freely and there's no weird noises, but you also have to put this up on its side and look at the shaft coming out of the engine to make sure it's not bent. The way those things get bent is people hit stuff. Obviously, the blade could be bent, but a lot of times you'll go and the people will tell you whenever you're looking at the mower, hey, I've got a brand new blade on there. Well, why do you have a brand new blade on there? And why are you selling it? And why doesn't it run? Now, it could be that they sheared the flywheel key off whenever they hit something. And although the engine shaft isn't bent, but the blade that was bent caused that problem because they buried into something. Now, replacing the flywheel keys, not hard to do, but it is time consuming to some extent. Also, you got to look at this trail shield. If this trail shield is nicked up or hit or something, people, when they back up their mowers, whenever they're mowing, sometimes the trail shield will catch into a rise in the grass or something and roll up underneath the mower, and the blade will hit the trail shield. That also causes problems. So if you see a trail shield that's got cuts in it, and then you put the motor up on its side and you see it's got a brand new blade, you can pretty much be well assured that either the flywheel key is sheared or the engine shaft is bent. Something that you have to replace and repair. If the shaft is bent, it's really not worth it unless the mower's dirt cheap and maybe the deck's in excellent shape. The other thing you want to do is look at the overall condition of the mower. Now I can see there's a little bit of rust bubbling up here and a little bit on the discharge chute, the paint's coming off. That's not a big deal. Overall, this mower looks really good. If this thing was shined up and cleaned up really well, I would ask you what you thought as far as what year it is, but I'll tell you anyways. This is a 1998. And with a little bit of work, this thing will look good enough that it could pass as 5 years old. This one, I can tell, had just been used and put away in a dry area and been well taken care of for the most part. Now, on this model specifically, it's only 3.5 horse and it's only 20-inch cut. It has a side discharge only. There's no mulching option. There is no front or rear wheel self-propel. There's no bagging option, and I don't have a problem with any of those things because those are features that people not necessarily look for. If you have an expensive self-propelled mower that starts itself or has a rear bagger or it's self-paced, self-propelled, or it has a side discharge and a mulching option, all those things are great, but the thing is you got to realize is people have to want those options. And out here where we're at, most of the time, people just want what they call a trim mower. A mower that's going to do the trim around the yard, and then at that point, they're going to get on their riding mower and they're going to finish mowing their yard. Now, another thing on this mower, other than the horsepower being low and that it's a small cut, the wheels on this are not adjustable in the traditional manner that you just move an adjuster and raise or lower it. What you have to do is get inside here with a wrench and change the bolt height through a hole that's on the deck. So that's a little bit of a problem for some people, but if you set it at the right height for them and it works for them, they never have to change that height. Most people, once they set the height on their mower, don't change it again unless they're mowing a lot of lawns. I come to the back now, and the reason is because this handle should be a fixed handle, but you can see that it moves. I want to make sure that everything's tight and everything's clean and nothing's wearing out there. I don't think that there's a problem there at all. The reason I talk about this is because really anybody can jump into the small engine repair business, but it's really nice to have mowers that you get on trade-in or you go to auction and you find really cheap, you just got to know little things to look for. Now, if this was a Briggs & Stratton engine, I wouldn't care so much if it ran or not. I would just check to see if it turned over and if the shaft was straight. If those things are okay, then I'm good for it. I'm ready to go, because carburetor repair on that's really cheap and easy. You don't ever have to really replace the carburetor unless it's really damaged. The other thing is with this being a basic discharge mower, I've got a lot of people, again, that just love to buy a basic mower for really cheap. They go to Walmart, they go to Lowe's, they go to Home Depot, they see what they're selling for, and they're like, wow, I don't want to pay. And in this case, this year, it's about $128 for a basic mower. And on top of that, most of them, even though the engines say made in the USA, they are definitely foreign engines. There's a lot of metrics that are on there, and I don't know really how well those engines are going to perform. Now, this Tecumseh engine, other than the carburetor issues they had from using stale gas or having old gas in there, other than that, they're good running engines and they'll last a long time. Same with the Briggs & Stratton engines. Same with a Honda, same with a Kawasaki. You just got to pay attention to the engine overall and how well it's taken care of. And in this case, this one starts and runs. 3 more years, this is a 20-year-old mower, and it really don't look like it. I can tell it's been taken care of. The fact that everything's intact, nothing's been beat up. You know, usually you'll have people that have broken off things or got these things all scratched up. None of that's going on. So other than it looking real good, I'm sure that it was taken care of, and it runs real good too. So what I'll do is I'll take care of cleaning this up, making it look like new, and at that point I'll put it out for sale in my front yard. And I'll tell you right now, this mower all day long at the beginning of mowing season will sell for $60 to $85 all day long. And I could do 20 mowers. They would be gone within 3 weeks at that price, just for the fact that people are looking for mowers and they don't want to pay tax, and they don't want to have to assemble it, and they don't want to have to pay $120 or $130 at the box store for something that they're not sure about and is basically the same mower as this one here. They just want a mower that cuts well. So that's what I wanted to touch base with you on and let you know. These are just some tips that I've had over the years and things that I've experienced. And I appreciate you watching my channel. Click like or subscribe. What I'm going to be doing now that we're getting into the warm weather is looking at some repair items. Now, I've got some repairs that I got to do on my truck, and I've got some repairs I got to do on my camper also. Now, the repairs that I'm doing on the RV, everything's going to be put on another channel called RV Daydreaming. Guys, if you want to check that out, just type in RV Daydream. I might be able to put a link down below, or maybe a link somewhere here you can click on. It'll take you there. But that's going to be on anything to do with RV and our journey on possibly going full time. But a lot of the repairs on the truck and that, I'll be posting that. And of course, anything that I run into the house, I'll be doing repairs on that stuff and also posting. I'm going to be repairing this garage door, which is busted up pretty good. They're from 1963. They're the original garage doors, so that's going to be interesting. I appreciate you watching and continue to look for more. Thanks. Bye.